The round of 12 is here. Kansas Speedway, a traditional mile and a half that in May produced the closest finish in Cup Series history. The always treacherous Talladega Super Speedway, fuel-saving, pack racing, very unpredictable. Then the Charlotte Roval, featuring a slightly different configuration this year. I was rifling through old Photoshop documents the other day and came across an old friend, the Advancometer, a super scientific method of predicting who gets through this playoff round based on historical data, recent statistics, and of course, gut feel. Let's go through the field beginning with points leader Kyle Larson, and I'll tell you how likely each driver is to advance to the round of 8. Let's start with Larson. This round has always featured Talladega, which in the past has been Kyle Larson's kryptonite. He's been eliminated in this round at least 3 times, 2017, 2018, recently in 2022, although that year Talladega was the least of his troubles. But Talladega will be a problem. In the 11 next-gen races at Daytona and Talladega, Kyle Larson only has 1 top 10 finish. The thing is, outside of Talladega, this round shapes up really nicely for Larson. At Kansas, he's finished top 5 in 5 of the last 6 races. Obviously, he won here in May. And Larson is also a Charlotte Roval winner. Slightly different configuration this year, but he won the 2021 edition of the race. I'm giving Larson an 8 out of 10 on the Advancometer. I think it's highly likely he advances. He has a 39-point cushion. That's nearly double anyone else in the field. Kyle Larson has a huge points cushion. As long as he runs well at Kansas this weekend, like we all expect, I think he advances. I'm giving Larson an 8 out of 10 on the Advancometer. Next is Christopher Bell. He should be fast this weekend. He won the pole at Kansas in the spring, finished 6th. He's been decent at super speedways this year. He's got a couple of 3rd place finishes at Daytona, was recently 4th at Atlanta, so I'm not too worried about Talladega. And Bell has proven himself on road courses. He's won at the Roval in the next-gen car. He was 2nd at Coda in the spring, led laps at Chicago over the summer. And C. Bell appears to be heating up at the right time. 4 top 5s in the last 5 races. Average finish of 5.3 during that span. He's been to the championship 4 in back-to-back seasons. He knows what it takes to get through this round. I would give Christopher Bell a 9 on the Advancometer, but he's only 24 points to the good. If he had Kyle Larson's cushion, I'd give him a 9. For now, I'll give Bell an 8 out of 10 as well. Next is Tyler Reddick, and all of a sudden, I don't know what to make of Tyler Reddick. So steady, so stable, so consistent all year. What happened the last 2 weeks? Never really a factor at Bristol. Statistically, he's been the best road course racer, but kind of struggled at Watkins Glen. Looking at this round, he should be good at Kansas this weekend. 23XI has won 3 of the last 5 Kansas races. Reddick has a trophy. He should be good at the Roval, but again, the most recent road course race was kind of a mystery. Reddick's playoffs may come down to Talladega, where, yes, he won in the spring, but he's been feast or famine at the super speedway style tracks this year. He has that win at Talladega, sure. He also has a 6th this season, but then he's finished 28th or worse 3 other times. So only plus 20. I'm sorry, I'm giving Tyler Reddick a 6 out of 10. I'm not quite sure what to make of this team right now. And I feel the same way about William Byron, plus 14, but only 1 top 10 finish the last 5 races. He's been qualifying really well. Over the last 9 races, he has an average starting position of 7.3, so that could help him nab some stage points. But he doesn't lead laps. He led 2 laps the entire first round of the playoffs. His teammate Alex Bowman led 40, and his teammate Kyle Larson led like 1,000,000. So I'm not quite sure what I'm getting with William Byron. He is plus 14, so I'll give him a 5 out of 10 on the Advancometer. Next is the defending champion Ryan Blaney. That has to be worth something, right? Well, maybe not. 2022, Kyle Larson, defending champion, was eliminated in this round. 2023, Joey Logano, defending champion, was eliminated in the round of 16. So Blaney's trying to push boundaries. I do expect Ryan Blaney to be good everywhere. He's great at super speedways. Penske, Ford, always fast. Blaney specifically has finished 1st and 2nd in the last 2 fall Talladega races. He just needs to get to the finish. In the last 4 weeks, he's been crashed out early by someone else twice. But the 2 times he hasn't gotten crashed out, he's finished 3rd and 6th. So just finish, and Blaney should be fine. I'm giving him a 6 out of 10 on the Advancometer. Oh, Denny. I don't love this round for Denny Hamlin. Talladega could be trouble. He has an average finish of 28.2 at drafting tracks this year. The Roval could cause problems. He has an average finish of 26th at road courses this season. The one thing Denny Hamlin has going for him, actually it's two things. First, he's 7 points to the good, but the second thing is he is fantastic at Kansas Speedway. 5 straight top 5 finishes. 168 laps led in that span. As long as he exits Kansas with a 20-25 point cushion or better, I think he advances, but that is a big ask. I'm giving Denny Hamlin a 5 out of 10 on the advance-o-meter. The thing about Chase Elliott is he doesn't make mistakes, besides that weird blend line penalty at Indianapolis, but we won't talk about that. Only one DNF all year, and it was Daytona a few weeks ago. Okay. I like him at Kansas this weekend. Finished 3rd in the spring, was in the picture at the end. He also has a win this year at a 1.5 mile Texas. He was 7th in the Coke 600. Pretty good in the 2 Darlington races. He's also won the fall Talladega race in recent seasons. Hendrick is usually fast there, typically plays the fuel strategy well. I will give Chase Elliott a 6 on the advance-o-meter. I just love that he doesn't make mistakes. Good on super speedways, good road course racer. I like how this round shapes up for Chase Elliott. I'm not sure how I feel about Joey Logano. He has a 4-point cushion. That's good. Just recently won Atlanta. That's great. It's hard to bet against Joey Logano after he wins the opening race in a round. You know, when he gets an extra couple weeks to prepare, he's been pretty fast historically speaking. But there's just been something a little off about Logano all year. Of the remaining playoff drivers, Logano has the 4th fewest top 5s, the 3rd fewest top 10s. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that nearly half of his laps led this year have come at super speedway style tracks. Again, if Talladega is by far your best track in this round, I'm not confident. Joey Logano looked dominant at Daytona a few weeks ago, got crashed late. That could easily happen again. So much is out of his control. No top 10s at road courses this year, though he did win the pole at Sonoma in the spring, so there is some speed there. I'm giving Joey Logano a 3 on the advance-o-meter. 4-point cushion, and he has a Hendrick car bearing down on him. Another Penske car breathing down his neck. If Joey Logano slips this round, I'm not confident he'll dig himself out of that hole. Logano gets a 3. Now let's talk about the drivers currently below the cut line. Speaking of Penske, Austin Cindric is 4 points out. 10th, 13th in the opening round. Very consistent, but I'm not sure he's been consistently fast enough to break through into the round of 8. He has the fewest top 10s and top 5s of all the remaining playoff drivers. Kind of like I said about Logano, it's Talladega or bust for Austin Cindric. Granted, he's been phenomenal at super speedways this year. He's led 10 or more laps in all 5 drafting track races. Like, he could go win that thing or earn near max stage points. I wouldn't be shocked. But again, so much is out of your control at Talladega. That doesn't give me a ton of confidence. Austin Cindric gets a 2 out of 10 on the advance-o-meter. I'm sorry. Daniel Suarez. Bristol reminded me why you can't fully trust this team. I don't expect him to be great at Kansas. Maybe he'll surprise us. Talladega could be special. Suarez has a 1st and a 2nd in the 2 Atlanta races, but at the more traditional super speedway, Suarez hasn't finished top 20 this season, although recently, Daytona, the night race, caught on fire, kind of a fluky deal. He's a solid road course racer. He has finishes of 11th, 13th, and 14th at road courses this year, so the Roval could help him out. When I think back to the last time Suarez was in the round of 12, he actually did pretty well in this round. If not for a power steering failure at the Roval, he may have advanced to the round of 8. So don't count Daniel Suarez out completely. I'm just not super confident. I will also give him a 2 on the advance-o-meter. I think if he gets through this round, that's incredible. That's like, wow, mind-blowing. Deserving of a huge celebration. These last 2 drivers have gotten a lot of praise this week, and deservedly so. Starting with Alex Bowman, we've already beaten it to death. He earned more points than anyone in the first round of the playoffs. He led in every single race as well. Looking at this round specifically, Kansas. Bowman's intermediate numbers are mixed this year, though he did finish 7th here in the spring. His teammate won. That bodes well. Looking at Talladega, Bowman has 3 top 5s at drafting tracks this year, if we include Atlanta. Okay, he was an inch, basically the push of a button away from winning the Daytona 500. All right. And the Roval. Bowman has never finished outside of the top 10 at the Charlotte Roval. So even if he's slightly below the cut line heading into that cutoff race, don't count him out. I feel really good about Alex Bowman. I wish he wasn't entering this round already at a points deficit, but still, I feel so good about these next 3 tracks. I'll give him a 6. I think he could absolutely play spoiler. Lastly, let's talk about Chase Briscoe. Some drivers, some teams just have that clutch gene. They get the timely hit. They hit the game-winning shot at the buzzer. Last time Chase Briscoe was in this round, 2022, he finished 5th, 10th, and 9th and advanced to the round of 8. He could do it again. It's going to take a special performance, but Briscoe has looked special the past month. Over the past 5 races, Briscoe has an average start of 7.2. That's incredible. And if we take out Atlanta, where he got caught up in that Larson crash, his average finish during that span is also 7.2. Really good. He just won an intermediate race at Darlington. We know the Fords will be fast at Talladega. Briscoe is a solid road course racer. Man, he overcame a 21-point deficit in the opening round. 7 points is nothing. I'll give Chase Briscoe a 5. This team is oozing confidence right now. Absolutely. At least one of Bowman or Briscoe is going to pull off the upset in this round. Maybe both. Maybe both. I'm not going to go there confidently or definitively. I'm not going to go on the record and say they both spoil the round of 8, but one of them will. You can mark that down. At least one of these lower seed drivers is going to break through. It's going to be fun to watch. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with the score I gave your favorite driver. Do you think I'm way off the mark? Do I have way too much confidence in anyone? Am I selling someone short? Let me know. What do you think? I'm about to head out to Kansas Speedway for the weekend. Should be a fun time. Thank you so much for watching this video, folks. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more. Big thank you to my Patreon supporters. If you're heading to Kansas and you see me, feel free to say hi. Should have some good content coming your way over the next several days. Have a wonderful rest of your week, folks. I'll talk to you again soon.